So welcome to Elite Coaching for Elite Players, tips direct from the tour to help you lower your score. From 2000 to 2010, I was very much involved with coaching young players and national team players. But then from 2010, for the last 10 years, I've had the opportunity to also work with European tour players and work on the tours. And the biggest difference that I noticed wasn't with how the players hit the tee shots, wasn't around the green, but the biggest difference was the approach play. So I've created what I call a whole sort of system for approach play, and very much just what I learned from the tour players. And where we have wedge zone, which is at tour level 50 to 125 meters, and then we have iron zone 125 to 175 meters, and together combined this is scoring zone. So certainly what I saw with the tour players is their ability and their proximity to hole in this range from 50 to 175 meters, so what I call the scoring zone, was certainly not even comparable to the national or elite amateurs. And so this is an area I believe that what we should do is, we've got to really focus and concentrate on. And every time that when you play, even in a practice round, that you need to have feedback, specific feedback on this wedge and iron zone proximity to hole, which combined we call scoring zone. But first of all, what I want you to do is I want you to build a scoring grid. Now, yes, we know that players have, for wedging, they have different swing lengths. So for instance, some players call that the 7:30 swing, the 9 o'clock swing, and the 10:30 swing based on their left arm. What I like to do is I like to have a combination of things. So for instance, gripping down the club would be one thing, then swing length combined with swing length another. So for me, that is what I would call my hip swing. So I grip down with my hip swing, and the speed of the swing is what I call feather. Okay. Then the next one is gripping a little bit further up, what I would call chest height. Okay, and then smooth. So we've got the first swing, which is hip height, gripping right down, feather rhythm. Then we've got the next one, which is gripping a little bit further up, swing to the chest high, and the rhythm is smooth. And then we've got your normal swing, where I'm gripping in the normal place, normal speed, like so. So if you like, I've got 3 different calibrations for each club. And certainly on tour level, what I saw is that the from 7-iron, 8-iron, 9-iron, pitching wedge, gap wedge, sand wedge, and even possibly lob wedge. So you've got 6 or 7 clubs. So the tour players would have a distance grid, which is 18 or 21 distances with those 6 or 7 clubs based on that system. This gives them really good system for proximity to hole. And what we would do, if it was in Malaysia, the first thing we'd do is we'd challenge that distance grid on TrackMan, let's say on a Tuesday. They get out on the golf course on the practice round, maybe on the pro-am as well, just see how the ball is flying that week, adjust those numbers. But you can't imagine how much the players work on distance control, because distance control really will assist you with proximity to hole. And on tour you get paid by low score, and that's all. And then once we've developed the distance grid, what we must do is we must not only practice it, but we must constantly test it. So what I want you to do is every time that you go and play from now on, if you have a shot from 50 to 125 meters on the golf course, I want you to use this measuring system, whereby if it's within 3 meters of the flag, we call it a birdie. If it goes within 3 to 6 meters of the flag, we call it a par. And if it's outside 6 meters, it's a bogey. So this is going to give you a score for your wedge zone. Then from 125 to 175 meters, I want it to be a 4 meter for a birdie, 4 to 8 meters for a par, and outside 8 meters, it's a bogey. And this will give you your iron zone score. And then combined, that will be your scoring zone. So for instance, you might have had 5 shots between 50 and 125 today, and your score was +1. And you might have had 7 shots between 125 and 175, and your score was -2. So overall, your scoring zone score would be -1 out of 12 shots. And to record that feedback in your notebook, because this is going to give us feedback on not only your scoring zone grid, but that you are improving in this area, because this is a critical area for scoring. And what we're seeing on tour is the winner each week, 80% of the winners each week, their best statistic is their proximity to the hole on their wedge zone. Now in my Elite Performance Workbook, Pathway to Tour, we have a whole section devoted to this, and so if for those interested, I would certainly recommend for you to follow up with that. Good luck and thanks.